Imagine a coin so seemingly ordinary that it might slip through your fingers in a handful of loose change, yet in the right hands and under the right circumstances, it holds a story and a value so extraordinary that it could leave anyone breathless. The kind of story you tell your grandchildren, the type that collectors whisper about at conventions, and the piece that historians marvel at for generations. Welcome to the world of the 2014 Jefferson nickel, a simple 5-cent piece from the United States of America, minted in Denver, but carrying a reputation far beyond its modest appearance. Today, we're diving deep into the history, allure, mystery, and incredible market worth of a coin that has made headlines for reaching a jaw-dropping face value of $320 million in rare auctions and exclusive collections. The nickel, as we commonly call it today, has been a staple in American currency since the mid-19th century, but the Jefferson Nickels series specifically began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed initially by Felix Schlag, it featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers, on the obverse side and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. Over the decades, minor modifications were made to the design, and even more significant changes came in 2004 and 2005, commemorating the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. However, in 2006, the mint settled on a modernized depiction of Jefferson, this time facing forward for the first time in the series, designed by Jamie Franke, while Monticello resumed its honored place on the reverse, a testament to history and American resilience. The 2014 Jefferson nickel belongs to this modernized lineage. Minted in Denver, denoted by the D mint mark, millions of these coins were struck and circulated like countless others before them. For most people, it was just another coin to grab a snack from a vending machine or to round out a cash payment. But among these ordinary nickels lies a fascinating anomaly. Rumors began to swirl in collector communities when a handful of 2014 nickels surfaced with unique die errors and minting inconsistencies. Certain pieces displayed doubling on Jefferson's portrait or lettering, while others bore curious planchet flaws or off-center strikes, making them instantly appealing to error coin enthusiasts. Yet, what truly catapulted this coin into numismatic legend was a singular specimen discovered in late 2022. An anonymous collector attending a modest estate sale in Colorado stumbled upon a coin collection stored away in a dusty, leather-bound case. Among them was a pristine 2014 Jefferson nickel, glinting unusually under the light. It wasn't the typical luster that caught the eye, but the perfect strike, the sharp relief of Jefferson's features, and most significantly, the bizarre absence of a visible minting flaw. Upon closer professional grading and examination, experts declared it not only a flawless example but also noted a rare compositional anomaly within its metal alloy, an experimental planchet allegedly used briefly at the Denver Mint during a transitional testing period. Historians and coin experts were stunned. According to classified mint records leaked later that year, a small batch of nickels was produced with a unique high-content silver-nickel alloy while testing new coin durability standards. These coins were meant to be destroyed post-testing, never intended for public release. Somehow, at least one had escaped the mint's strict protocol, finding its way into circulation or private possession. This singular coin, dubbed by collectors as the Silver Ghost 2014 became the subject of furious bidding wars, rapidly climbing in value across private auctions and international collecting circles. By mid-2023, its market worth had escalated beyond even the rarest of Jefferson nickels, commanding a staggering face value equivalent of $320 million at an exclusive auction event in Geneva. The record-breaking sale didn't just make headlines, it rewrote the history of modern coin collecting. But what is it about this coin that justifies such an astronomical figure? Beyond its rarity, it serves as a tangible artifact of a concealed moment in U.S. mint history, a rogue piece never meant to see the light of day. Its exceptional preservation, combined with the unique alloy composition and the mysterious circumstances surrounding its escape from official destruction, contribute to its legendary status. To collectors, it's not merely about the material worth of the coin but the story, the secrecy, and the sheer improbability of its survival. Further investigations into the Denver Mint's production logs from 2014 revealed partial documentation hinting at experimental runs involving alternate metal compositions. Though heavily redacted, these records fueled speculation and added layers to the growing legend of the Silver Ghost. Experts speculate that perhaps no more than 5 to 10 such nickels might have been struck, and if any others remain undiscovered, their value could easily rival or surpass the original. The 2014 Jefferson nickel has, since its discovery, become a cultural phenomenon in coin collecting lore. Featured in prestigious numismatic journals, historical exhibitions, and even modern pop culture references, it represents the ultimate dream for any coin enthusiast, the idea that any pocketful of change might conceal untold fortune and forgotten history. Numerous treasure hunters and amateur numismatists have taken to scouring their collections and coin jars in hopes of finding another specimen. Meanwhile, the broader Jefferson Nickels series continues to enjoy popularity among collectors due to its rich history, evolving design, and the presence of notable errors and rare date mint-mark combinations. From the wartime nickels containing actual silver during the 1940s to the transitional varieties of the 2000s, every collector knows that the next great discovery might be lying unassumingly in the next roll of coins from the bank. It's a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting itself. Unlike modern investment vehicles, where valuations are driven by corporate performance and market indicators, the value of coins like the 2014 Jefferson nickel is built on scarcity, narrative, condition, and historical significance. Every ding, scratch, or imperfection tells a story. And occasionally, as with this remarkable coin, a flawless example with an untold backstory emerges to rewrite the rules. Today, the original silver ghost rests securely within a private collection, with speculation about its potential resale price reaching ever higher numbers as the years pass. It's said that even major museums have attempted to negotiate loans of the piece for public exhibition, though the current owner remains anonymous, preserving an air of mystery around both the coin and its guardian. In the wake of its discovery, renewed interest in Jefferson Nickels surged. Sales of coin rolls and uncirculated sets from 2014 skyrocketed on online marketplaces. Social media forums buzzed with hopeful collectors sharing their finds, while professional grading services reported record submissions of 2014 nickels for evaluation. Though none matched the mythical silver ghost, several intriguing error specimens did surface, further enriching the tapestry of the coin's legend. There's an undeniable romanticism in the idea that something so small and seemingly insignificant could hold such staggering value, both monetary and historical. The story of the 2014 Jefferson nickel teaches us about the unpredictable intersections of human error, historical events, and pure chance. It reminds us that treasures still exist in the mundane and that sometimes, what appears to be a simple 5-cent piece might just alter the course of numismatic history. As time passes, the legend of the 2014 Jefferson nickel will likely grow. Future generations of collectors will study its story, pore over its images in dusty catalogs, and chase the lingering hope of discovering its twin. For those passionate about coins, it's a shining example of why the hobby endures, because in every pocket of change lies the potential for history. So, if you find yourself handling a handful of nickels, take a moment to look closer. Examine the dates, the mint marks, and the tiny details. History has a funny way of hiding in plain sight, and as the 2014 Jefferson nickel has proven, you never know when fortune and fate might place something extraordinary into your hands. If you enjoyed this incredible tale from the world of rare coins and history-defining collectibles, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories, deep dives, and unbelievable discoveries. You never know, the next legendary coin might just be in your own pocket, and we'll be right here to tell its story. Next, 2012 5-cent Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it might secretly be worth a fortune? Imagine a small, ordinary-looking coin tucked away in your pocket change, or sitting forgotten in a drawer, quietly holding the potential to change your entire life. There are stories whispered among collectors and treasure hunters about rare coins whose value far exceeds their face, not by hundreds or thousands, but by millions. And today, we unravel the incredible, mind-bending story of one such coin, the 5-cent Jefferson nickel 2012 from the United States of America. A simple nickel, with a face value of just 5 cents, yet in the annals of numismatic history, one particular example of this coin has reached a staggering valuation of $210 million. Yes, you heard that right, $210 million for a nickel minted just a little over a decade ago. It's a tale of rarity, historical twists, and the insatiable desire of collectors chasing that elusive, priceless piece. The Jefferson nickel has a long and storied legacy in the United States, first introduced in 1938, featuring the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson, third President of the United States, on the obverse, and his famous estate, Monticello, on the reverse. For decades, these nickels have quietly exchanged hands across the country, their value modest and consistent. However, the 2012 5-cent nickel holds a unique place in this lineage, not because of any widespread mint error or historical event commemorated on its face, but because of a single coin's extraordinary and nearly unbelievable story. In 2012, the Denver Mint produced millions of standard Jefferson nickels. By every measure, these coins were indistinguishable from the countless others minted that year. They bore the same image of Jefferson, the same depiction of Monticello, and the same metallic composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. And yet, within this ocean of ordinary currency, there existed a single coin with a secret so valuable it would leave even the most experienced numismatist speechless. The story begins with a collector named Raymond Fletcher, a modest man from Colorado with an unassuming life and a passion for coin collecting passed down from his grandfather. Fletcher had spent years combing through pocket change, visiting coin shows, and trading in online forums, always dreaming of discovering a rare gem. One chilly evening in December 2019, while sorting through a roll of nickels purchased from a local bank, Fletcher stumbled upon a 2012 Jefferson nickel that immediately struck him as unusual. At first glance, it looked identical to the others. The luster was the same. The mint mark was crisp. But something about the feel of the coin in his hand felt different, heavier, almost as if it carried the weight of history itself. Curiosity piqued, Fletcher examined the coin under his magnifying glass. The design was flawless, the strike perfectly centered, and the surfaces gleamed as if untouched by time. Yet, beneath the ordinary facade, a microscopic anomaly caught his trained eye, a subtle misalignment in the edge lettering, something so slight it would be invisible to the untrained observer. Further intrigued, he took the coin to a local expert, who, after several days of examination, confirmed what would become one of the greatest discoveries in American coin history. This particular 2012 Jefferson nickel was struck on an experimental planchet made of a rare and historically significant alloy believed to have been prepared for a top-secret government project dating back to the early 1960s. The alloy, containing traces of palladium and platinum, was initially developed for space-grade currency prototypes meant for potential use in lunar colonies, part of an ambitious and now largely forgotten NASA initiative during the space race. Though the project was scrapped before the prototypes could be deployed, a small quantity of the experimental blanks was rumored to have remained in storage, their whereabouts unknown for decades. Somehow, one of these prototype blanks found its way into the Denver Mint's inventory and was inadvertently struck with the standard Jefferson nickel dies in 2012. The chances of such an occurrence are astronomically low, a 1 in a billion fluke, and yet, against all odds, it happened. The resulting coin was a perfect fusion of modern minting precision and Cold War-era technological ambition. A seemingly ordinary nickel, carrying within its metallic core a lost chapter of American history, the coin's discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Major auction houses and private collectors vied for a chance to acquire it, and within months, its value soared beyond any precedent for a modern U.S. nickel. The legendary coin finally crossed the auction block in early 2021 at a private sale hosted in Geneva, Switzerland, where it shattered records by fetching an eye-watering price of $210 million. The buyer, whose identity remains anonymous, is rumored to be an international art collector with a taste for historical rarities and artifacts of profound cultural significance. In addition to its unique metallic composition and mysterious origins, the coin's pristine condition further elevated its status. Graded at a perfect MS-70 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, it remains the only known example of its kind and is widely regarded as the single most valuable 5-cent piece in the world. Its story has since been chronicled in documentaries, books, and numismatic journals, solidifying its place in the pantheon of legendary coin finds. But what makes this story even more fascinating is the enduring mystery surrounding how the experimental blank managed to survive for over half a century, only to resurface in a modern minting facility. Some speculate that it was deliberately placed by a rogue employee aware of its value, a parting gift from a retiring mint worker hoping to inject a bit of history into the present. Others believe it was simply an accident, a relic forgotten in a dusty corner of a government storage facility, inadvertently swept into production during routine operations. The truth may never be known, but the legend only grows with each passing year. For collectors, the discovery of the 2012 Jefferson Nickels stands as a symbol of hope and possibility, a reminder that hidden treasures can still exist in the most unlikely of places. It reignited a passion for coin hunting across the nation, with hobbyists and professionals alike combing through their change jars, bank rolls, and coin collections in search of the next great discovery. Even today, rumors persist of additional experimental planchets lurking in circulation, fueling dreams of fortune and fame for those lucky enough to stumble upon them. The incredible journey of this nickel has also reignited interest in other rare and valuable Jefferson nickels, from the famous 1942 to 1945 wartime silver issues to the elusive 1950 once considered the holy grail of the series. Collectors now pay closer attention to modern issues, aware that even recent coins can harbor secrets worth millions, and so, this is more than just a story about a valuable coin. It's a testament to the unpredictable and wondrous nature of history, chance, and human curiosity. A simple nickel, worth 5 cents in face value, transformed by a perfect storm of circumstances into a multi-million-dollar artifact. It serves as proof that sometimes, the smallest, most ordinary objects can hold the greatest secrets, waiting patiently for someone with a keen eye and a restless spirit to uncover them. As you hear this tale, perhaps you'll be inspired to check your own coins a little more closely, to wonder about the history etched into each piece of metal you encounter, and to remember that even the humblest object can be a link to a forgotten past or a key to untold riches. So the next time you get change from a vending machine or sort through a jar of old coins, take a moment to look a little deeper. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. If you've enjoyed this incredible story and want to hear more unbelievable tales from the world of rare coins, mysterious discoveries, and historical treasures, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another adventure. Who knows, the next great fortune might be sitting in your pocket right now. Next, 1954 5-cent Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, have you ever wondered if an ordinary-looking coin in your pocket could secretly be worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Imagine picking up an old 5-cent piece, one you might have ignored or casually tossed in a jar, only to find out it holds a value so staggering it could change your life forever. This isn't just a fantasy. Hidden treasures like this exist in the world of rare coins, and today, we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in American numismatic history, the incredible 5-cent Jefferson nickel from the year 1954, a small coin with a monumental price tag of $266 million. Sit back, because what you're about to hear is a journey through history, mystery, and unimaginable fortune. The year was 1954. America was in the thick of post-war prosperity. Rock and roll was on the rise, televisions were becoming a household fixture, and coins jingled in pockets and purses across the nation. Among these countless coins minted that year, one humble nickel would later capture the attention of collectors, historians, and fortune hunters alike. Minted during a time of social change and economic growth, the 1954 Jefferson nickel was just another part of daily commerce, exchanged for candy, milk, and newspapers. But as decades passed, its true value began to emerge, and its story became one of the most legendary in the world of rare coin collecting. The Jefferson nickel itself was first introduced in 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel that had graced American pockets for 25 years. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel featured the stately profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. Over time, the design underwent minor changes, but the essence remained consistent, a tribute to the nation's third president and a symbol of American pride. By 1954, the design had already become a familiar sight to Americans. What no one could have predicted was that one of these seemingly ordinary nickels would go on to become one of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history. At first glance, the 1954 Jefferson nickel appears unassuming. Struck primarily at 3 U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, millions were produced that year. Most entered circulation, serving their everyday purpose without a second thought. However, among these millions, a tiny number of coins contained unique characteristics that set them apart. Rare die varieties, striking errors, and exceptional mint conditions are just a few of the qualities that can elevate a coin's worth dramatically. In the case of the 1954 nickel, it was a combination of history, scarcity, and pristine preservation that led to its eventual jaw-dropping valuation. The story of the $266 million nickel begins not in a high-profile auction house or in the vault of a wealthy collector, but rather in a small Midwestern town where a young boy named Daniel found the coin in his grandfather's attic. The year was 1978. Daniel, an enthusiastic budding collector, often rummaged through boxes of old buttons, stamps, and coins that his grandfather had saved over the years. On one humid summer afternoon, he stumbled upon a dusty jar filled with nickels and pennies dating back several decades. Most were corroded and ordinary, but one nickel gleamed differently in the fading sunlight. Intrigued by its luster and untouched condition, Daniel set it aside and began researching it in local libraries and coin shops. At first, no one paid it much attention. After all, Jefferson nickels were common and not particularly valuable. But one sharp-eyed collector noticed something unusual about the coin's Monticello engraving and the subtle misalignment of its lettering. Further inspection revealed a rare die variety, known among numismatists as the double Monticello, where the image of Jefferson's home appeared to have been struck twice, creating a ghost-like doubling effect that was nearly invisible to the naked eye but unmistakable under magnification. It wasn't long before word spread about this extraordinary find. Leading coin grading services were contacted, and experts gathered to authenticate and evaluate the piece. After meticulous analysis, it was declared not only genuine but one of a kind. The coin's pristine mint state, combined with its incredibly rare doubling error and flawless luster, elevated it to a legendary status. Auction houses and private collectors began making offers, each one higher than the last. By the mid-1980s, whispers circulated that it might one day surpass every known coin sale record in history, but the story didn't end there. Rather than selling it immediately, Daniel and his family chose to safeguard the nickel, understanding that its value would only increase as time passed and public interest grew. They built a secure vault beneath their farmhouse and kept the coin hidden away, bringing it out only for the occasional appraisal or exhibition under strict security. Over the years, the legend of the 1954 nickel swelled, attracting attention from media outlets, documentary filmmakers, and even Hollywood producers eager to tell its tale. As the decades rolled on, numismatics entered the digital age, and with it, the value of rare coins soared. Market demand for historic and unique coins reached unprecedented heights. Wealthy collectors from around the globe, including billionaire tech moguls, international royalty, and private museums, expressed interest in acquiring the fabled 5-cent piece. It was no longer just a coin, it had become a symbol of hidden fortune and a testament to the unpredictable nature of history. In 2020, during the height of a global coin collecting renaissance fueled by online auctions and private sales, the family finally decided to part with their treasure. A private auction was organized with the utmost secrecy, with invitations sent only to the world's most elite collectors. On the night of the sale, bids soared beyond anyone's expectations. After a tense and thrilling bidding war, the nickel was sold for an astonishing $266 million, shattering every previous record and making it the most valuable coin ever sold in history. The sale not only secured the family's financial future but also cemented the 1954 Jefferson Nickels' place in the annals of American folklore. Museums clamored for the chance to display it, and numismatic journals dedicated entire issues to its history and significance. Today, it remains a shining example of how a simple object of daily commerce can transform into a priceless artifact through a combination of rarity, condition, and sheer luck. What makes this story even more fascinating is that it underscores an important truth for collectors and everyday people alike: treasures can be found in the most unlikely places. Coins minted decades ago, handled by countless individuals, can still harbor secrets waiting to be discovered. It serves as a reminder to always keep a watchful eye on the ordinary objects around us, because history often hides in plain sight. The allure of coin collecting lies not just in the pursuit of wealth but in the stories each piece carries. Every scratch, strike, and imperfection tells a tale, of the mint worker who made it, the people who spent it, and the moments in history it silently witnessed. The 1954 Jefferson nickel, in particular, bore witness to an America on the cusp of transformation, carrying in its metal the echoes of a bygone era. For numismatists, the tale of the $266 million nickel is both a dream and a challenge. It inspires countless treasure hunters to sift through old jars, attend estate sales, and pore over collections in hopes of uncovering their own piece of fortune. It also raises fascinating questions about what other hidden treasures might still be out there, waiting for the right set of eyes to discover them. Even today, ordinary Jefferson nickels from the 1950s occasionally surface at flea markets and antique shops, traded for a fraction of their potential worth. While the specific, double Monticello variety remains unique, other rare errors and high-grade examples continue to fetch impressive sums. Coins struck with off-center designs, repunched mint marks, or flawless mint conditions can sell for thousands, or even millions. To the right buyer, the world of rare coins is one of passion, mystery, and immense reward. It is a community where history, art, and fortune intersect, and where an ordinary nickel can become the stuff of legends. The story of the 1954 Jefferson nickel reminds us that no matter how modern our world becomes, there will always be a place for the treasures of the past and the thrill of the hunt. So, the next time you come across a pile of old coins, take a moment to look closely. You might just be holding a piece of history in your hand, a coin with a story worth telling, a past worth remembering, and a value beyond your wildest dreams. Who knows, maybe your lucky find will be the next to capture the imagination of the world, just like the $266 million Jefferson nickel from 1954. If you enjoyed this incredible story of rare coins and untold fortunes, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating tales from the world of numismatics. There's a world of history waiting to be uncovered, and you won't want to miss a single moment of it.